Pebbles Live.
Hello friends, do you know the alphabet? Yes, it has 26 letters. So, let us sing the song of alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. These 26 letters have their own sound. Each letter produces a different sound. So, let's have fun with the story of the sound. Okay? Let us see the story of sound A. Shall we start? There was a little girl whose name was Annie. She climbed up on an apple tree. And what happened? One ant bit her on an ankle. And she says, something is tickling me. Something is tickling me. And she shouts, Yes, this is the sound of A. A says, Okay. Now we will take the story of sound B. Bablu, the big bear, has a big balloon and blue ball. When he is playing with his ball, the ball bounces like ba. Okay, so the sound of B is ba. B says ba. Now it's time for the story of sound C. Kame, the little girl, have nice curly hair. She likes to eat delicious cake. While eating delicious cake, she curls up her hair and says ka, curly ka. Yes, this is the sound of C. The sound of C is ka, soft ka. Okay. Now it's time for the story of sound D. David the drummer likes to play with his drum. He marches up and down and banging his drum. Da. Yes, this is the sound of D. D says da. Let us see the story of sound E. Ellie wants to make a breakfast. So, she takes eggs into the kitchen. To open the eggs, she taps its shells on the side of a pan. When tapping it, the sound like eh. Got it? Yes, the sound of E is eh. Okay. Let us see the story of sound F. There was a fire on a farm. Fred the fireman fights with fire. He took out his long hose, and when the water comes out of this hose, the sounds like Yes, what is the sound of F? Got it? The sound of F is Okay. Let us see the story of sound G. Geeta is staying with her granny, who has a big garden with geese and goat. She likes to eat grapes and then she drink the water and gaggle. The sound like g. Understood? The sound of G is g. Okay. Let's see the story of sound H. Helen, Harry, Hanif and Harriet hop as fast as they can. But it is a hot day, so hopping is a hard work. Harriet is huffing and puffing. By the time she finishes, yes, the sound of H is Okay. Now it's time for the story of sound I. There was a little girl named Ishita. She wanted to write with ink pen and she filled the ink pen with ink. But all the ink fell on her frock and she says, E. Got? Yes, the sound of I is E. Okay. Let us see the story of sound J. Johnny loves jelly. Johnny's mother has promised him to make some jelly. When he comes back from the school, mother shows him the jelly she has made. As Johnny carries it to the table, the jelly is wibble and wobble. He becomes so happy and he pretends to wobble like jelly and says, ja 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 ja. Got it? It is the sound of J. J says, ja 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 ja. Let us see the story of sound K. Karan, kangaroo and kitten are good friends. Kangaroo wants to fly the kite in the sky and Karan and kitten wants to play with the ball. Karan kicks the ball as hard as he can and the sounds like ka, ka, ka. Yes, this is the sound of K. Hard ka, 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 ka. Lisa is looking lovely in her lavender dress. She likes to have leafy vegetables and lemon for lunch. She likes to lick the lollipop. Mama gave her a lollipop and she started licking the lollipop like Got it? Yes, the sound of L is L. Okay. Let us see the story of sound M. Molly's mother cooked some muffin for him. Molly ate all the muffins and said, Mmm. Yes, the sound of M is Mmm. Okay. Let us see the story of sound N. Nancy and her friends went to the garden. While they were playing in the garden, they heard a loud noise. It was an aeroplane flying in the sky and the sound like Mmm. Got? This is the sound of N. N says Mmm. Now it's time for story of sound O. Oliver and Oscar have a new bedroom. The light switch is near the bed, so they can turn the light on and off by themselves. Oliver leans over to the light switch and it turns it off and on, off and on, off, 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 off. Yes, this is the sound of O. O says O. Okay. Let us see the story of sound P. Paul's mother makes a birthday cake with purple icing. She has put trick candles on it. Paul blows out the candle, but it lights up again. So, Paul puffs out the candles like Yes, this is the sound of P. Pa, pa, pa. Okay, P says pa. Now it's time for the story of sound Q. Quina quite enjoys going to the park with her family. There are small ducks in the pond. Looking at her, they starts quacking like qua, 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 qua. Yes, this is the sound of Q. Q says qua, qua, qua. Okay. Let us see the story of sound R. Robert Papa has a new car. When he starts the car, the sounds like rrr, rrr, rrr. Yes, this is the sound of R. R says rrr, rrr. Okay, R says r. Now it's time for story of sound S. It is sunny morning. Sarah wants to make sand castle. Suddenly, a spotted snake crawls out of the sand and start hissing loudly. The sound like Yes, the sound of S is S. Okay. Let us see the story of sound T. Tim and Tom were watching an important tennis match on television. When the match began, the two players hit the ball to each other and the sounds like ta, 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 ta. Yes, the sound of T is ta, ta. Okay. Now it's time for story of sound U. Erlich has a fever tonight. So his mother gives him a medicine. After drinking sour medicine, he says, Yes, this is the sound of U. U says, Okay, U says, Let us see the story of sound V. Vicky and Varun are the best friends. They set out for the outing. Vicky is playing with his violin and Varun is driving his van like Yes, the sound of V is V. Okay. Now it's time for story of sound W. One woman sat upon a wall drinking delicious watermelon juice. She saw a pretty bird on the window sill. The cold wind was blowing, sounding like whoa, whoa, whoa. Yes, this is the sound of W. Whoa, whoa. Okay. Now it's time for story of sound X. Rex wants to cut his hair, so he goes to the barber shop. Barber picks up the scissor and starts cutting his hair. While cutting the hair, the scissor sounds like x, 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 x. Yes, this is the sound of X. X says x, x, x. Okay. Let us see the story of sound Y. Yasmin likes to eat yogurt and play with yellow yo-yo. While eating yogurt, she says, Yummy! Yum, yum, yum! And while playing with yellow yo-yo, it sounds like ya, ya, ya. Yes, the sound of Y is ya, ya. Okay. Let us see the story of sound Z. Zubin and his family comes to visit a zoo. He is playing with his toy zebra. Suddenly, Zubin hears a big buzzing sound. He looks around and sees big honeybees buzzing around the flowers and sounding like bzzz, bzzz. Yes, this is the sound of Z. Z says zzz, zzz. Okay. Let us see all the sounds one by one. The sound of A. A, A, A. The sound of B. B, B, B. The sound of C. K, K, K. The sound of D. D, D, D. The sound of E. E, E, E. The sound of F. The sound of G. G, G, G. The sound of H. H. The sound of I. E, E. The sound of J. J, 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 J. The sound of K. K, K, K. The sound of L. L, 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 L. The sound of M. Mm, mm. The sound of N. Mm. The sound of O. O, O, O. The sound of P. 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 The sound of Q. Qua. 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 The sound of R. 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 The sound of S. S. The sound of T. 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 The sound of U. The sound of V. 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 The sound of W. 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 The sound of X. 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 The sound of Y. 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 The sound of Z. 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 Z.
Pebbles Live.